Good morning, Facebook. This is Pia Larson and Jeff Perkis with Fingerprint Marketing. Today we are talking YouTube and search engine optimization, how you can drive traffic, leads, prospects to your website using videos on YouTube. We're going to talk about how YouTube will rank your videos, how you can get more engagement on your videos to get people over to your website. And I have joining me Jeff Perkis, who is one of our SEOs on our team who works with our clients on getting more leads to their website and prospects and getting you more business. Welcome, Jeff. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Hi, glad to be here.
Yeah, so when I first started working with Jeff, we were focused on Google and ranking on Google, but there was a huge missed opportunity for Fingerprint and our clients that you brought to our attention, and that is leveraging YouTube and videos to get more prospects. Can you talk a little bit about that and why 2019 is the year to do that in?
Yeah. SEO at the end of the day really boils down to competition. If you don't have any competition, you're going to be ranked #1 for whatever you're going after. If you have a bunch of competition, you're going to have to do better than each of your competitors. So at some point, and then new technologies come out all the time. So the advantage to YouTube is that it's owned by Google. Any points you get on YouTube also go to your website. And then you just have to consider the competition. 100% of your competition is on Google. If they're not on Google, you don't need to worry about them. They're not doing SEO. About 15 to 20% of small businesses are on YouTube. So just from that alone, you can beat 80% of your competition using YouTube. And then even beyond that, the remaining 15 to 20% of your competition that is on there, are they performing at a high level on YouTube? That's also very likely not the case. So YouTube can get you very, very far. It is really the magic bullet for Google. Very much like Instagram is the magic bullet for Facebook.
Got it.
Instagram is owned by Facebook. Any points you get to Instagram also correlate to Facebook.
Got it. And we're assuming that the small businesses that we're talking to today are actually doing videos and posting them on YouTube, but there are other things that they could do, right? They could do animations, they can do product demos. They don't have to be in front of the camera. That's a whole nother conversation, I know, is to get people comfortable with doing the videos. But for this talk, we're just going to assume that you are posting videos on YouTube and how to get people over to your website. So in this live broadcast, if you guys have any questions for Jeff, please post them in the comments. Please share if you know anyone who needs to hear this message, and like and love our comments. So let's get started. One thing I think is important is, it's not just a matter of tossing a video up on YouTube, right? There are certain, just like Google, there are certain factors that are in the algorithm that YouTube takes into consideration when they show a video. Can you outline those for us and maybe the top 3 or 4?
Yeah. The thing with YouTube, though, too, just you have to remember that in many cases, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get easy points to our website. We're not necessarily trying to build, a successful YouTube channel.
Right.
So there are a lot of things in YouTube that really will build your YouTube channel, but don't actually equal SEO to your website. So, with the top YouTubers in the world, they post once a day, like PewDiePie, and the top 5% of YouTubers post at least twice a week. So, you're never going to beat that. Part of what you want to do, the thing with YouTube is just think about it this way. If you wrote a blog post targeting a keyword phrase, it's not going to get you very far. You're going to have to write, between 10 to 20 plus pieces of content that are targeting related keywords to really start to rank anywhere. So, in SEO, 70% of people don't click on the first 3 results, and then 90% of people don't go to the second page of Google. So what this tells you is it takes quite a bit of effort before you ever get to the point where you start to see results. So if you break it down, depending on the keyword phrase, the options are either write 20 blog posts or make 2 to 5 videos. Videos are just, going back to the level of competition, significantly less competitive. Something you should likely do is, Google the keyword phrase that you want to rank for, check out the competition and see if they have their YouTube channel promoted on their website. If they don't, that is a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
Secondly,
good tip. That's a great tip. Thank you.
Yeah. Secondly, Google the search phrase, or YouTube the phrase that you would want to rank for on Google, and just see how many views the videos have. If the videos that pop up have a couple million views, you're not going to get there. So, move on to another related version of that keyword phrase or a different keyword phrase altogether. Again, what you're trying to avoid is the people that make a living from YouTube, that are posting that regularly. If they're doing that, move on. What you're trying to do is you're trying to find that advantage of YouTube by avoiding the competition. So really in YouTube, there's 2 or 3 things that matter the most to your channel's success. The number one thing really is the level of high retention views. So when someone views a video on YouTube, Google pays attention to how much of the video they watched. Did they watch 80% of it? Did they watch 60% of it? Did they watch 40% of it? The more of the video they watch, the more points you get for the view. 20% of a video, view is worth significantly less than 80%. And then if they subscribe at the 80% mark or the 100% mark of a video, that is like the mecca of YouTube. That's the thing
Can I ask a quick question on that? You said if they subscribe at 80% of the video. So is there a difference between if I subscribe in the first 15 seconds or in the first 80% of the video? Like when I hit that subscribe button, is there a difference?
Subscribes are good either way, but yes, ideally you'd want someone to subscribe at the end of the video.
Interesting. Okay.
Or at least somewhere through it. But again, a subscription is better than is the most powerful thing you can get. So yes, an 80% or 100% retention subscription is worth more than a regular subscription, but subscriptions are by and far the most powerful metric on YouTube.
Got it. Okay, so what are the other ranking factors?
The other ones are just the number of views, the number of comments, how is the video shared through social media? Is it embedded on other websites? The value of all those other things really has to do with competition more than anything. Okay. But at the end of the day, if you have more subscribers on your YouTube channel and you have more views on a video targeting a certain keyword phrase, you're likely to outrank the competition if you have more in those 2 categories. If the rest of the stuff, it just gets complicated quickly whether that makes a difference.
Yeah, and I think that's where some of our clients are finding it difficult because they feel like they have to do 500 things, right? And there's just, just first of all, get videos done, right? Get them on YouTube, get the process starting, because like you said, chances are 90% of your competition aren't on there, right? Even though we've been banging the video drum for the last 4 years, like get video. It's still an open field. So just keep that in mind, right?
So I think it's to keep things simple. Consistency is also this important thing in SEO you have to understand. If you're not consistent in your efforts, then you're going to have fluctuating results. If you post 2 videos this month and no videos next month, you're going to get a spike in traffic this month and then it's going to dip back down. So the number one thing in all SEO is figure out what level of consistency you can stick with. I typically recommend once a month, and if you make more than that, then what happens is you can save those. You can, schedule them out for the future. Give yourself some breathing room. Everybody's got things that come into their lives unexpectedly. So it's better to slow and steady is much better for SEO than to rush something and then run into a situation where you can't keep up that level of consistency you first came up with.
That's a great tip. So I guess I didn't realize, well, I did realize that you could schedule out videos just like any other social media platform, right?
Yep.
You can schedule it to go out weekly. And that's something I have had issues with because I'm very in the moment type marketer, right? Like I want to jump on what's going on, but you need to really plan. I mean, that's going to be helpful down the road. So creating a content planner with some titles and starting to think about how you're going to do these videos and then like batching them and then scheduling them out consistently. So let's talk about the video itself. So the structure, let's say I have 5 videos and I'm going to post them on YouTube. Now, I've heard somewhere that if you make them live, if you post them, that the first like 24 hours is the magic time to get in the algorithm and get noticed and get ranked. So talk about that. Like, is there a time of day? Is there anything I need to know? If I'm going to post these 5 videos, should I stack them like one a day or just all 5?
So I think that goes back to the concept of, we're not trying to create a high performing YouTube channel. So the time of day, I wouldn't worry about too much. I think that has more to do with your audience, because in most of these cases, you know, you're not going to have any traction on YouTube yet, right? You're going to just started posting. So I think you should instead check your Facebook, you know, insights to see when your audience on Facebook is, you know, most active, because one of the initial ways that you're going to start, you know, getting your YouTube running is to share it through Facebook, right? Share it through your social media, you know, share it through your networks. So I think it more has to do with when's the best time to do that on your networks.
Okay, so coming back to that, if I have a video and I post it on YouTube, and then am I sharing the link from YouTube to Facebook because it takes people off YouTube? Because I know the platforms don't like that, or what's some strategy around that?
So yeah, you can share it straight to Facebook. You know, you have to click on the videos to make them play. That's the downside to doing it that way. But what you can also do is you can upload your videos directly to Facebook, you know. In these cases, though, you probably should upload a teaser, right? Because the attention span on Facebook is significantly lower than Facebook. It's somewhere said that it's less than 30 seconds for videos on Facebook, and on YouTube, it's about 1.5 minutes is the average video length. And goes up from there, 1.5 minutes to 5 minutes on YouTube. So people have a longer attention span on YouTube than they do on Facebook.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's jump to that. I've been looking at different lengths of video, and from what I'm hearing is even 10-minute videos are preferable because people are actually using YouTube as a live stream TV or something, you know, and more of an entertainment channel, viewing channel, than they would another social media platform.
Yeah, it's just, you know, different audiences. So really, Facebook, though, has the added advantage that most people are on it, and most people have been building their channels there for a while. You know, small businesses just, until, you know, haven't caught on to YouTube quite yet. And that's the main reason why you want to get there first.
So if I was new at this, do I focus on 10-minute videos, or is there like a magic number to at least do?
I think that kind of depends on your content. Like in using myself as an example, is I kind of found success on YouTube by targeting topic matters where the videos were just too long. I'll give you an example. For YouTube, you know, there's a YouTube subscribe link. You just add, you know, a tiny little piece of code to the end of a link for a YouTube channel, and next time someone clicks on that link, it'll pull up a pop-up that automatically subscribes to that channel. That takes all of 5 to 10 seconds to do. And if you go to YouTube and search for YouTube subscribe links, every single video is like 3 to 4 minutes or longer for a 10-second tip. In that circumstance, you do not want a long video, obviously. You don't want to waste people's time. So I think that in the past, YouTube has had that, you know, where they've liked longer videos, they've liked longer form content. But with the, you know, with social media today, people's attention spans are plummeting. So I think the opposite is becoming true now, where you have a lot of content on YouTube that's just either outdated or unnecessarily long. So you know, that's. I would lean towards as short as possible, just because people really, their attention spans, it'll keep your content more future friendly.
So even though
things will go down.
So even though one of the ranking signals for YouTube is length of attention, you still think keep it short and sweet.
Yeah, because again, remember, we're not trying to build a powerful YouTube channel. We're trying to get easy points from YouTube to go to our website. So yeah, we don't need to go that far.
Okay. So let's talk about hooking people in. So it used to be the case where you'd have a fancy intro animated, and you'd introduce yourself, give a short bio, and then you'd get into the meat of the video. So people aren't giving you more than what, 15 seconds. You need to hook them in, kind of like your website, right? Where you actually have 4 to 8 seconds to hook people in. So the formula that I have learned is you want to tell them exactly what they're going to get, right? So top 3 tips on how to optimize your YouTube videos. We're going to talk about those. And then the second would be maybe talking about why you are the expert at giving the content, right? That you've done this for 10 years or you have case studies. And then again, telling them what they're going to hear. How important is this hook in the first 15 seconds? Do you have any data to back it up or any?
Well, I think it just goes back to the attention span. You know, you can either treat platforms differently and create content differently between platforms, or you can make your life a lot easier and try to find a format that works for all platforms. The truth of the matter is, you know, we're not trying to build a super powered YouTube channel. We don't need those long form videos just to make YouTube happy if it's not going to make Facebook happy, if it's not going to equal points to our website. Sure. So I think it makes absolutely more sense to make 10 1-minute videos than to make one 10-minute video. You can target 10 different keyword phrases with 10 videos. Again, your level of consistency, according to YouTube, is at a much higher level. Getting high retention views is a lot easier, you know, 1 minute versus 10 minutes. The future of the internet is really shorter form content, you know, giving people what they want when they want it, not educating them unnecessarily, and especially not advertising who you are before you've even, you know, told them why they should be interested. You know, this is something that you can see on YouTube all the time, and people's like, welcome to my channel. Don't forget to hit subscribe and this and this and that. They haven't even told, you know, they haven't even gotten to the meat of the subject matter. That is the way YouTube used to be done. It's definitely not going to be the way future is going to evolve. You know, I would definitely, social media really kind of shows the direction the overall internet is going to take. You know, maybe they jumped the gun a little bit, especially in recent history, but you know, long form content has worked in the past when there wasn't so much competition, because then you could, you know, cram a lot of powerful keywords into one place, and it kind of, you know, accumulated SEO that way. But the future of SEO is personalized results, and that's not going to really work for long form content quite as much.
Got it. Good to know. Yeah, and I'm guilty of jumping on a video and asking people to subscribe right away too. So it's just for some people, it's just a matter of practice and getting comfortable with it. So, you know, just keep doing it. It's like going to the gym, right? It's working that muscle. It's building that core.
And that does work for people with large YouTube channels. You know, people that have a lot of that have massive YouTube channels are gonna, you know, asking for subscriptions in the beginning is not a bad idea for them, because they've got the eyeballs on there and it probably converts for them. But you know, if your channel isn't big, if you're not seeing results already, you definitely don't want to, you know, start selling someone before you even, you know, establish that trust, you know, that value proposition.
So can we talk a little bit about, you mentioned keyword research, so looking for phrases that your audience or your prospects are looking for, not necessarily on YouTube, but in general to get ranked. Is there a difference in putting your keyword in the beginning of the title, the end? Are there any hacks or tricks that you recommend for title and description of each video?
Yeah, so keywords, you know, closer to the beginning get ranked more than keywords closer to the end, because keywords that are closer to the end of a title can get cut off. So that's just the way Google thinks about it. But really, it's a very small difference. Going back to what you said, what you normally want to do in SEO is find the longest variation of the keyword phrase that you want to rank for in the long term, because that's going to have a much smaller, you know, amount of competition compared to the short tail one. So in this case, let's go like web design is going to have a lot of competition, a lot of value compared to web design for small businesses, which is going to have a smaller, you know, volume and smaller competition accordingly. So it's going to be easier to get results for web design for small businesses than it is for web design. And the SEO you can get for ranking for for web design for small businesses can eventually add up to help you rank for web design. So really, you want to find the longest tail variation of the short tail keyword that you want to get results for in the long term possible, and then have a bunch of those pieces together.
Got it. And is there, for local businesses that we work with a lot, is there a value in adding like Bellevue, Seattle into that, just like we would on Google?
I think there is right now, but I think over time that'll probably become less and less important.
Okay, because
Because
they already know where you're searching from,
right,
right?
exactly. Google already definitely knows that.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. So let's talk about the description. So, from what I understand, putting your exact URL, so including the HTTPS and the website URL in the description in the first couple of sentences of the description, that's still a good best practice, or?
Yeah, Google really, at the end of the day, one of the largest things over time that they've accumulated is, putting value on backlinks, links from one place to another. So when you have a video and you optimize it around a certain keyword phrase, it works better if it's pointing at a piece of content on your website, which is where we want the points to go, that's optimized around the same set of keywords. Because if you get, again, going back to that web design for small businesses, if you get 1,000 views on a video for web design for small businesses, and it's pointed at a page that talks about content marketing or SEO, those points aren't going to be worth as much as if they were pointed at a page that was optimized around web design for small businesses.
Got it. So if I'm talking about, say, content marketing in a video, I want it to go to my content marketing page. Is that right?
Absolutely. Website. I mean, you get points either way, but the points are worth more. They're more relevant, and they'll lead towards conversions faster. Okay. That's what a lot of people don't understand in SEO is traffic is easy to get. Converting said traffic is a whole nother story. And this is something you and me discuss all the time. SEO is not going to help you if when someone gets to your website, it's ugly.
Yeah, you and we can talk about this for days, right? It's like, I have all this traffic. I'm paying thousands of dollars for search engine optimization. Why am I not getting more business? Well,
yeah, like running $1,000 of, Google ads, pay-per-click a month, but not updating your website.
Yeah. All right. That's number 2 coming down the pike.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've optimized the description, the title. How effective is it to have those little thumbnail graphics on there? I'm assuming that they are effective to get people's attention, obviously, and to increase your brand awareness. Is there anything else that you think is helpful for people to know about creating those thumbnails, and why would you be doing them?
Custom thumbnails are definitely something you typically want to do because the automatically generated ones very often don't make sense, right? They just take 3 clips out of your video. Depending on how long the video is, they can be like in the middle of a transition or something.
Yeah.
So you got to have a good thumbnail. That's how you get your foot in the door. And then
and people are scanning, right? Just like anything, they're scanning, they're scrolling, they're flipping. So if you can attract their eye, just like a website, with your brand colors, a really solid image, and the title, and you can make it stand out from all the sea of everything else, the better, right?
Yeah, it's just, it's something that is worth that extra effort, because without it, people may never watch your video at all. And, the rest of your work has gone to waste. Then coming back to what you were saying about, I think what you're talking about was the end screen. At the end of a video, you can put a link to subscribe to your channel, and you can also put a video, a follow-up video. It can either be a video or a playlist. And you want to put these in there because one of the biggest problems with YouTube is that it likes to jump from one piece of content to the next automatically. Yeah. So this is why you also want to get a lot of videos in your channel. If you only have one video in your channel, guess what? At the end of your video, it's automatically going to recommend likely a competitor or a video on another channel. So you want to get to that threshold of about 10 videos on your channel. If you have 10 videos on your channel, it's significantly less likely to show someone else's channel. And at that point, it becomes, how good is your channel compared to the competition for whatever given keyword phrase, that people are searching for or watching. So putting those subscribe links at the end and putting those links to your other videos just makes that much more likely to happen, right? Yeah. And also embedding playlists on your website instead of embedding videos is really powerful too, because then you don't get those, you don't get it jumping automatically at the end to another one.
I call it the Netflix. I call it the Netflix effect, where you're watching Netflix and you like what you're watching, and then it ends, but it starts the second episode right away, right?
Yeah.
10 seconds. So you want to keep people on the platform. That makes YouTube happy. And you also want to keep people engaged. I hate when a new video pops up from my competitor. It's so aggravating. So you can control that, and you should control that, is what I'm hearing. And I love the tactic of creating playlists. So, testimonials in one bucket, maybe, just like your content marketing, if you're talking about web design in one bucket, search engine optimization in another bucket. So really help the viewers organize your content, because they don't want to have to think, right?
Yes. Yeah. And just if your video isn't in a playlist, you should probably start thinking about what the next videos are going to be for that playlist, and to put it in a playlist, because if it's not in a playlist, then there's probably not other related videos on your channel for it to jump over to at the end. Which means you're making it very likely that someone, when they reach the end of that video, is going to go to a competitor's channel.
Yeah. So something that just occurred to me is, if I have a topic that is broad, would you recommend breaking that into smaller videos and just focus on one topic? Or, like, we're talking about a lot today, so this is pretty global. What's your take on that?
I would always start with short form content, because if you have 4 videos, then what's going to happen is one out of the 4 videos is going to perform better than the rest. Yeah. And at least then you know which avenue to go down. If you have one video with 4 different topic matters, it's very hard to tell which topic matter made that video successful. You don't have that level of analytics with YouTube.
Yeah, that's really good, and people should be looking at their analytics. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about is now we have our video channel set up. We're optimizing it for YouTube. How do we get people to go to our website? Like, what are some of the easy ways, besides adding the link in the description? What are some other calls to action, or what other tips can you give to actually get them, okay, now that they like my brand, they like my message, an opt-in, or what are some of the things that are used?
Yeah, there's plenty of content that you simply can't put in a video. For example, a PDF. Yeah. You could put a calculator, a mortgage calculator, or remodel calculator. There's you can use YouTube, and really this is how all SEO should be done, where the full content should live on the website, and you should be putting teasers for that content everywhere else.
I love that.
If you put everything on YouTube, or you put everything on Facebook, then there is no incentive for them to come to your website.
That is gold right there, and that is perfectly explained. And what I have talked to our clients many times is, your website is your hub, your 24/7 salesperson. You want everyone to be directed there. So adding what you said about your content plan should be creating teasers. So video, social media posts, and driving them back. So asking them to subscribe, or if they're interested in learning more, or they want to get my top 10 secret, whatever that is, then you can lead them to a landing page or on your website.
Yeah. And in general, I wouldn't make every piece of content on social media a teaser. But you need to just, again, if you draw it out, you can have one piece of content links to another piece of content, links to another piece of content, links to another piece of content, and the final piece of content in that series has some downloadable piece of content, right? Yeah. And then so everything does lead to that conversion. But then, because a lot of people do want things for free these days, and it is definitely more effective to give them 5 pieces of things for free, and then on the 6th piece of content try to convert them, right? Then to try to convert them on every single piece of content.
Yeah. Does YouTube look at click-through rates? So if you are asking people to go to your website, do they look at that data, or is that something that just Google is looking at?
Google sees that, yeah.
Okay.
So it depends on where that traffic's coming from. So if someone is viewing the YouTube video on Facebook, that might be behind the Facebook umbrella, right? It might be hidden from Google.
Yeah.
If it comes from a private website, or is thrown into like an email marketing campaign, and watched from from Outlook or something, then that might not necessarily track on YouTube. There's most of it Google sees, but not, as the internet gets more private and they protect your privacy more and more, a lot of this data is becoming, obscured.
But when you do search on Google and you have a good video channel and you're doing video marketing, chances of you showing up at the top of the page are higher, right?
Much higher. Yes.
Yeah, much higher, because they favor video and it's interactive, it converts better. So keeping that in mind, it's not just about the SEO on YouTube, it's also in the background, it's helping your SEO on Google.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to, like, you know, you have a page on your website that talks about web design for small businesses. 100% of your competition probably has a page like that also. But if you make a video for that, Google's not going to go look at your competitors. Do they have a YouTube channel? Do they have a video targeting this keyword phrase? If the answer is no to those, they're going to rank you higher than them for that.
Okay. So let's say, and this is something you're doing with us here at Fingerprint, is we're going back and we're reviewing our old pages, our old blog articles and content, and we are creating video. So we are actually, and we're putting it on YouTube and then embedding it on our page in our website. Is there anything else in this audit process that you would recommend that people do if they have content and they don't have video on these pages, besides just loading it on YouTube and embedding it?
That's where I would start with YouTube, is if you have any pages on your website that are already successful, make a video for that page.
Okay.
If there are any pages that you haven't seen success for, but you want success for, try a video, see where that gets you.
Okay.
You know, that's where I would start. And then from there, you know, just keep in mind that whenever in your content marketing strategy, you can write a blog post, but you're not going to be able to tell immediately whether that was successful. You're going to have to write up many pieces of blogging, and it's like the accumulated SEO of all of them together will eventually get you results. If you make a video for a keyword phrase, you don't see results on the video, you know, then it's likely not a good keyword phrase to go after, because it's going to, you know, it's just going to be more time consuming and more competitive than one where you have that YouTube advantage.
Yeah, and I want to stress that in this this broadcast, that keyword research is key to doing this successfully. And we do have tools on how to do your own keyword research, or you can call and chat with us, Jeff or myself. I think that's it. Is there anything else that you can add, Jeff? Or we covered a lot today. If you guys are watching this on the replay, please leave your questions for Jeff in the comments. You know, let us know if you have a channel, and we'd love to check it out. Any last words?
Yeah, my last recommendation is that video is a lot easier to make today than it used to be. You know, go and download some apps on your iPhone. You can crank out really cool videos that way. Another tool I would recommend to getting started making videos is called Animoto, ANIMOTO.com.
Yeah.
It's a website that you can crank videos out in 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
You know, and again, especially when you're getting started, it's better to have 10 to 20 videos on your channel than just 1 or 2.
Yeah, but quality, right? So we're not.
So again, the quality factor really isn't that important in the beginning, because again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to find something's better than nothing. If your competitor is not on YouTube at all, the quality factor isn't important anymore. The quality factor is important when it comes to converting traffic off the videos, but again, we're not necessarily trying to build a powerful YouTube channel with a lot of traffic through the YouTube channel. We're trying to get easy points from it to our website.
Got it. That's a great point. Okay. Interesting. I love how you have these assumptions, and how you're explaining them makes complete sense. So I hope you guys found value in this Facebook Live. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned. I will be back with another Facebook Live next Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Don't forget to subscribe and show us some love. Thanks. Thanks, Jeff.
Bye.